Welcome to City and State TV. I'm City and State Executive Editor Michael Johnson, and joining me today is Crystal Peoples-Stokes. She is the chair of the Association of Black and Puerto Rican Legislators and an Assemblywoman from Buffalo.
From Buffalo, the 141st District.
Yeah, great place, Buffalo. Love going out there.
Yeah.
So we have you here to talk a little bit about the upcoming Caucus Weekend, February 13th through 15th. You have a whole host of events going on. Tell us a little bit about what you're really excited for.
Well, I'm always excited when Caucus Weekend comes up because there's so many people who come from all over the state, and quite frankly, even from outside of the state, to network and share information, conversation, professional development. So it's just a really great, exciting time. This year, our theme is based on United We Stand, specifically labor, civil rights, and social justice. And I think it's really poignant, not just because we're celebrating Dr. King's birthday today, but because there are a number of issues that impact communities of color that have become very prominent of late. And I think this is a great opportunity to have those discussed. We have some really, really good speakers. We're going to be participating. Steve Perry, who is pretty active in the education movement, will be doing our youth summit. Folks are excited about that. We expect a larger turnout as a result of young people coming off from all over the state to hear him. Bill Fletcher, a labor law professor from George Washington University, is our labor luncheon speaker, and he has just a dynamic approach to the value and importance of social justice and organized labor. And actually based on his recommendation, because he's worked so often with Danny Glover on social justice issues, that he is actually going to keynote our gala event on Sunday night. So it's a very exciting weekend. We're very much looking forward to it. A lot of work has gone into this. Really have really great staff that's heading it up, and can't say enough about the efforts that they're putting in. And
you guys obviously hit on a lot of very important issues. You mentioned before with me, education's one, opportunities for MWBE is another. Criminal justice obviously is the hot button issue right now, and I know you said the Attorney General is going to be doing a workshop on that.
Yes, the Attorney General's office has already reached out. They are interested in doing a workshop on that topic, and of course, we would have workshops on that topic anyway, so it's great that our own state attorney general was willing to come in and head up one of those discussions. The workshops are usually headed up by a member of either the Assembly and or the Senate, and so they assist in developing who the panel participants are and what the content of the workshops are. Generally, they're around the same areas: education, healthcare, the things that are important to communities of color across the state. And then there's also a big budget workshop where there's focus on the budget, the upcoming budget, so that our constituents from across the state have an opportunity to have their input on what they think the budget should look like, how should it look like for people of color across the state. And then of course there is the People's Priority Budget, which the association puts out, where we lay out what we think is important to be in the budget. One of the areas that is going to be of critical importance to us this year is how the settlement dollars get spent. As you know, those settlement dollars came as a result of a lot of people losing their homes and being, I think, violated by predatory lenders. And so for now, the conversation just to be all around infrastructure in communities that got no impact at all, no negative impact. We think there should be more focus on, how do you get, some opportunities for housing in communities. So we're going to be talking about that. We have already sent off a letter to the governor and the speaker requesting that the Amistad Commission gets funded. It's a commission that's been approved by law since Pataki was governor, but it's never been properly funded or to be staffed. So we want to try and make sure we get that to happen, as well as a part of the people's budget.
For the people who don't know, just explain the Amistad Commission, what they do.
The Amistad Commission is a commission that operates in other states, and it's pretty much a commission that says to the state education department that you need to go statewide, worldwide, and find the best historians and educators to come up with a way to infuse the fact that Black history is American history into American history throughout all curriculum. So the idea is that if people understand who we are better, and we quite frankly understand who we are better, that perhaps a lot of the racial tensions that go on can be diminished. Everyone learns history from the time that you get in second or third grade, and we just think that it should not be February when Black history is talked about. Black history is American history, and it needs to be included as such.
You talked about a lot of different issues. If you had to maybe narrow it down to one or two things that you really would hope to take out of the Caucus Weekend and be able to get passed during the legislative session, maybe able to get into the budget, what would be the top priorities, you think?
Well, one of them would be the Homicide Commission being funded. Certainly, I think some of the settlement dollars being spent in communities of color to help people deal with their housing issues. The other is would be just an opportunity to get closer to a single-payer kind of health system, which I think will bode well for all people, poor people and people of color. And the MWBE issues, I think we still have to stay focused on. It is beginning to turn around with the governor's goals that he has set, but what we're beginning to see now is that those businesses are tending to be more about women than they are about minorities. And so we want to rethink that and figure out how we can put some emphasis on the minority piece of it.
And I know the governor has made that the priority and has made a promise to increase the share of MWBE contracts, but I think at this point you guys probably want to make sure that he follows through with that commitment going forward.
Yes, he has committed to 30%, and quite frankly, when he committed to 20%, it went really well. It went all the way up to 25%. Our concern now is if that 25% is being made up of women or if it's being made up of minorities and women.
Great. Anything else you want to tell our viewers before to
I'm
get them out
hoping
to come out?
that your viewers will make sure that they show up. We're going to start off Friday evening at the Egg with a cheers reception, and then we're all going to head over here for a party.
Yep.
that City and
City
State is
will be throwing another party.
I kind of was at their party in Puerto Rico a couple months ago. It's a very nice party, so people didn't make Puerto Rico. You want to try to make Albany.
Thank you. Thank you for promoting us, and thank you for joining us for this interview.
Thank you for allowing me. It was a great opportunity.
Great.